Guys, it's Tuesday, August 6th. Okay, this has been the longest drought since I've started doing YouTube. But today we're heading downtown to a live auction, and we are going to see what we can do. I delivered as promised on the live stream the other day, didn't I? I promised a train wreck, and that's what we got. I bought some software, used it last night, put it all together. Yep, I believe it's gonna work this time, guys. We'll see. Hey guys, just got back from a live auction downtown. It was interesting today. We didn't really have very high expectations. I really wasn't looking forward to it because it was downtown. I really don't like going down there, but I did today. It was a well-publicized auction, but nobody showed up. No, really, you can't even, unless you know where to look, you don't even see where this auction's at. I'm not sure if they really want bidders to go down there because we were kind of treated rudely down there, but that's okay. I mean, when you buy abandoned storage units, here, let me go back here. There's a lot of competition, and people like to get their own little niches going. And anyway, we showed up because we had the right to be there. And Icy Profits and myself and Jay Smooth went today. We usually all travel together to these auctions. And I'll tell you a nice little story today that we managed to go down there. They had about, I guess, 10 lockers. And you got your usuals there, you know. They buy around the city of Louisville and surrounding areas quite a bit. And they bought, oh, I'd say, pretty much all the lockers except for one. And Icy Profits and myself, I bid on one and he bid on one. We didn't get either one. We let him go. But Jay got a dollar locker. Bought this unit for $1. There was a laptop. There was a really nice chair in there, but there was a bunch of stuff people didn't want to mess with. But Jay took a flyer at $1, and boy, did it pay off. It really did, because he got lucky. And I bought the item that he found, and I'm going to show you in a minute. I've just looked, it's in my hand here. I looked this up, and I'll see if I can get it on film here. And anyway, this is an antique Elgin gold, 14 karat solid gold watch. I don't know if this is going to show on here. Let's see if we can try it. I'm going to move around. Maybe I can get this to show. It works fine. I paid him, I think, about $350 for this, whatever it was, for 14 karat gold at its weight. I forget. It was maybe 14, 16 grams. It's keeping really fine time. This is it's monogrammed. You can see how it's monogrammed deep into the gold, and it's definitely gold. We tested it out. I've looked this up. It's a Elgin Giant Watch Case Company, 14K. It's got the number 54026, and this had a couple of chains with it. But he opened up this drawer, and there were granny panties in there, and he found this watch in a gold chain, a small gold chain, and some earrings. Well, I ended up paying him $448. Jay will tell me, but it was right at about, say, approximately $450 for all this. But I think I can get quite a bit more than that for this watch. I'm looking at somewhere up to maybe $1,000. But we're going to do some more research on it. But it's beautiful. Look at that. This came from $1 unit. Anyway, there was two big, I think they were amplifiers. I bid on this unit, and I noticed a buddy of mine was, well, I don't know if he's an acquaintance. I like him, but he hangs with the crowd that really, they don't really like us that much, because we like to come to auctions and they don't want anybody to show up at the auctions. And that's okay. We go anyway because it is public auction and we're allowed to go. And we're polite, but That's not good enough. But that's another story. You gotta have thick skin, and you gotta take this kind of stuff. It's just part of the territory. There's a lot of competition for these lockers. I get it. But everybody has the right to go and bid. You just have to have the money to do it. And I'll never regret going to a public storage auction. But here's the thing that really got me upset a little bit. I don't usually get mad, but anyway, the manager came out 10 minutes after the auction was over. Okay? Myself, Icy Profits, and Jay Smooth were just talking in the parking lot. And Jay had got this watch. Oh my God, but I digress. But the manager came out the door and said, "Hey, I heard you guys do YouTube. You can't film here." I looked at him and I said, "We're not." "Okay. Well, if you do, you can't come back." I'm like, "Well, wait a minute. What's all this about?" I mean, if somebody had gone in there and said, "Hey, I've heard those guys go over the speed limit on the freeway," should a cop come up to me and say, "Hey, I heard you were going to go over the speed limit"? No, guys, that's a bad analogy. I get it, but anyway, I just wanted to let you know how it is in this area. With public storage, I've talked to management of public storage. They allow me to film after the auction. They won't let me film the auction. I know there's a few channels up in Ohio that are able to film with public storage, but okay, I digress. That's not the way it is here. I get it. You know, public storage must have different branches, and they have different sets of rules for different areas, I suppose. But anyway, I abide by whatever they say. So they told me, public storage told me, that I can film my unit after the auction. Okay, so that's what I do. So today, I didn't buy a locker. Icy didn't buy a locker. But yet we were confronted about filming. We weren't really going to go back to that facility because I really didn't like the way it was configured, because you got to drag all the stuff way down the hallways and outside. We weren't really going to go back, but now we feel like we have to go back, because I've really got the feeling, they didn't really want us there. So now we have to go back. So the next time that auction's there, we have to go back. We'll be polite and nice and everything, but it doesn't really matter, does it? I mean, some people are just like that, but that's okay. So anyway, so I'm sorry that this video today doesn't have any unboxing or anything, but I wanted to show you this great find that sometimes you can get a locker for $1. A freaking $1. And I ended up paying him he made 450 times his money on a $1 unit. And he hasn't sold any of there's a laptop. Well, he needed that, so he's keeping that. But he's got that chair there, which was really nice. Like grandma's chair. I thought it was $40. He thought it was $30. So it's $35. We'll average it out. I think he'll get that. It's a nice chair. And you open up a drawer, granny panties and gold. But this is over 100 years old. Monogrammed. Look at that. I was really happy for the guy. Jay and Icy and myself, we've all become pretty close. And we do these things together. And we go to all the auctions. We're always polite to people. And we always will be. But we stand by our right to go to these auctions. I know they try to make you feel like they don't want you there, but that's okay. As long as they're advertising and it's a public auction, you are allowed to show up at these auctions and bid. And we will continue to do that. But anyway, I just thought I would let you know how that went today, the live auction. Really good for Jay, really good for me. Icy didn't really. He bid on one unit. It went up to about $300, and he felt like there wasn't any profit left unless you really found some gold in there. And as you all know, back in the 1850s, everybody went out to California paying for gold. That was the gold rush. Well, the modern day gold rush, and what people don't talk about, is these storage auctions where people get tons of gold. This is how we get a lot of gold. Jay and Icy and myself, we find gold a lot. So that's why sometimes you'll see us buy units full of crap, because we're looking for that one piece of gold or that container of gold, and we occasionally find it. The problem is when you don't, you're stuck with about 2 truckloads of garbage, and that can happen. But they gave Jay 4 days to clean the rest of that out, and I know he's pleased. And Jay, congratulations on that find today. That was awesome. And what are you going to do with those granny panties, man? They were a little stained in certain areas, but you know what? Yeah, put them on eBay. See what happens. Anyway, guys, tomorrow, I digress. Sorry, guys. I digress. Tomorrow, there's a live auction across the bridge at Public Storage. So we're all going to go over there. There's not that many lockers, but we're going to go and see what they do have. And online is Extra Space. I think we're going to probably get a locker. I know what my buddies Icy and Jay are bidding on. I'm not going to bid against them, and they're not going to bid against me on the online. We know which ones each other are bidding on, so we're not going to bid on each other's lockers. So we're going to try to get one there, and maybe at Public. And I wanted to say that we're going to do a live stream. I know that live stream we did the other night was a complete train wreck, but I said it was probably going to be a train wreck, and I didn't disappoint. But I bought software. It was about $120 worth of software with XSplit. So I bought the XSplit VCam and the broadcasting software. And I'm going to be able to do all kinds of stuff when I figure this out. But the first thing I was able to figure out is this cam will be detected by YouTube, because I tried it. I didn't actually set up a live stream, but here's what we're going to do. When we have one, I'm just going to go live, and we're going to stay on and let everybody find it as it. The other night I went to get that thing to work, and it just didn't work, guys. I had to get more software. Apparently you got to have an encoder and everything. It used to be a little bit more user friendly, but as of August 1st, I think maybe it's a little tougher to stream on YouTube. But I have to figure it out. I'm an older guy. I grew up with rotary dial phones, black and white TV, and all this alien technology, you know. But I think one of the hardest things that I have to do when it comes to buying storage units is the fact that I like to get along with everybody, and I try to, but some people take this thing personal when you show up at an auction. Now I know that sounds stupid, but that's how I feel. But anyway, I'm not belly aching about it. It's just part of my job is to buy storage units, document it. But the manager over at this place, I'm not even going to mention them by name, because I'm not trying to point at anybody in particular. I might be in general about the whole situation, but he came out and pretty much accused us of doing something wrong that we hadn't done, which I'm not really sure it would be bad. Now, I think you should ask these facilities up front if you're going to film, and that's fine. But I didn't even buy a locker, so I wasn't going to film. Okay, but anyway, I digress. I'll probably edit this part out. So, putting this up today. You'll see this tonight. And maybe there'll be some tomorrow, but we're going to do a live stream soon. I don't want to get into any specifics. Mostly it'll be a Q&A, but The first one's going to be a lot to do with just getting it set up and making the stream happen. Because when you're dealing with technology and you're me, it's hard to make it work. But I'm determined. I'm absolutely determined. Because I've got a passion for buying these storage units, because it's like this situation with Jay today. Buys a unit for $1 and boom. Gold. It's the modern day gold rush. This is the secret that you don't hear people talk about. But you can hear some of the bigger buyers talk in the background. Like, heard one of the guys the other day talking about how they took a bunch of their gold, cashed it in. Of course, which I would tell people, do not cash in your gold. Save it. It's just going to skyrocket. I won't get into that right now. But I heard him saying, yeah, I got $9,000 for what I took it. Does that give you any idea why this is the modern day gold rush? This is how you do it. There's a lot of competition, but you just keep going. You go every time. You keep hammering away. You keep looking for what you want, and you buy it. If somebody wants it worse than you, they'll get it, but that's okay. You're not going to get them all. Although some people feel that they should be able to get them all, and that you shouldn't come to their auction. That's the feeling I get now. That's quite fine. You can think whatever you want. It's a free country. At least it is right now, right? And we're going to keep it that way. We're going to try. So, I will see you guys very soon. We're going to, like I said, we're going to do as many videos as we've been doing. Hopefully more than what I've been able to do the last 2 weeks. It's been really bad. And we're going to start the live stream here and there. And I hope you guys join the live stream. Just comment. Get to know each other's a little bit better. And I thank each and every one of you for subscribing. And if you haven't, click that bell so you'll get the notifications for when we do go live or we do post a video. And just remember, sometimes you don't have to buy a storage unit to have a good day in storage auction buying. When you go with a few guys like I do and they buy, that comes your way. So like, subscribe, share, and I will see you very, very soon.